And I don't know if I'm just overthinking it or if it is real. So hello, I don't even have any plan with regard to this, but I just finished reading Daisy's Decision, and I don't know, I just wanted to talk about it a little bit, and I don't know if this is going to be what do you call this, in a themed video or something, but anyway, welcome. Welcome to my channel, and thank you for clicking this video, and I hope you enjoy. But yeah, so in this video I really don't know what I'm doing. This is not planned. I just finished Daisy's Decision a while ago, and I just wanted to talk about it because I didn't expect it to be like that. Because to be honest with you, Daisy and Ojek are not my favorite tribes people or tribesmate in the Ice Home camp. And I really enjoyed reading their chemistry and dynamics together, and I love their individual character arc as well, and we really get to see who they are as a person. And though, because on the other books or on the books before it that features them as a side character, especially Daisy, they were both very annoying. Daisy is just annoying ever since she was shown back in Mary's Mistake, and then Ojek is very annoying. I can't find the right adjective, but I'm just going to stick with annoying because he really is. Back in Steph's Outcast, the way he treated Judith is very doesn't sit well with me, and this book we get to see why they acted that way and what's going on with their minds, and a little bit of a backstory as well, most especially on Daisy. But yeah, so I enjoyed this book. It is surprising to me because I enjoy this book a lot, and this is actually one of my favorite books, and one of my favorite books in the Ice Home series. And so and that's why it surprised me a lot, because these two characters are not hated, but I don't enjoy them. I don't enjoy them as a side character before, but on their own book they really they really shine. And I don't know, I just love Ruby Dixon's writing style, because she was able to make me fall in love with these characters whom I disliked back then, and she really made me sympathize with them and with their predicaments and situation. The other thing that I wanted to talk about then is, because I love Ruby Dixon's author's notes a lot, at the end of this book we get to see who will be next. So it's Flor, and I'm so excited because I genuinely didn't expect her to be. It's a spoiler, so you can please skip ahead if you don't want to hear my thoughts regarding the next book to come in this series. So it's going to be Flor's Fiasco. So I genuinely freaked out. Like, I'm shocked when I read that Flor resonated with Irek, and because I thought she's going to resonate with Arjal, and which I think everyone, or almost the majority of Ruby Dixon's fans, based on the Facebook group that I've seen, are team Florjal. And so I think all of us were genuinely shocked, or most of us were genuinely shocked, because though it was laid out well, I kind of felt that, because there's a scene in this book wherein Flor and Arjal were exchanging remarks or banter with each other, and I was like, I don't know if that back then I didn't I didn't video myself or my thoughts about it during that time, but during that scene I was thinking like, am I seeing something, or are they kind of have something together? Because, and I don't know if I'm just overthinking it, or if it is real, or I don't know. That's why I find it really fun, because I've seen it. I've seen the clue that was placed in the book, and it's just fun. I don't know if anything makes sense with what I'm saying, but I find this really, really fun. And other thing is, I can't wait to see, to read Flor's book, because as we all know, she's a Filipina and I'm a Filipina as well, and so I'm so excited to finally see myself. Mostly from what we're seeing, there's a lack of Asian representation. Well, not just Asian, but marginalized representation in this series, in the Ice Home, Ice Planet Barbarian series. Usually, not just in this series, the Asians that I see represented with the books that I read or I have seen, are either East Asians or Vietnamese or Indians, and there's rarely main characters whom their nationality is Filipino or Filipina. And so I'm so excited to read this one, because Ruby Dixon is my favorite author of all time, and the Ice Planet is my favorite world. I'm really overjoyed knowing that I can see myself in this in this, what do you call this, in her world, in the Ice Planet world. It's very kind of surface level kind of thing, but I'm still happy when Flor uses mare in this book. I'm so happy, because that's very marites of her. anyway I gushed for quite a long time, but I just wanted to express that I don't know if what I'm going to do with this clip for this video, but you're going to see on my next update, I guess, because I'm hoping that I know what I'm doing by the next update. So anyway, that's it for me. I highly recommend you reading This Is Decision, and let's all wait for Flor's fiasco to come. Hello, so this is an update for When She's Lonely, because when she's lonely, it's very what do you call this? It really exudes what the Risk-Diverse series, or the books in the Risk-Diverse series gives, and I think this is one of the perfect representation of the series. And so this one's about Kex and Ashley. So Kex is actually the side character in When She's Bold, and he's one of the custodian or port custodian in Risda, and Ashley is one of the human colonists in the Risda 3 planet. And yeah, so their dynamics are very what they call this are very interesting, and I loved their friends to lovers thing in this book. So it's just fun to read, and it's very cozy for me. It's fun to read these two back to back. This Is Decision and When She's Lonely. I actually read them, the two of them, what they call this, in 2 consecutive days. So, and both of them explores or has what do you call that, friends to lovers trope, and that's actually one of my favorite tropes, and so I'm just happy to read those this book with that trope back to back. So anyway, I gave it 5 stars obviously, and I don't know, it's just fun to read and very cozy to read. Anyway, that's my update for this clip, and I'll see you after I finish reading Worst Guy. Hello everyone, so I'm finally finished reading Worst Guy, and I'm going to compare it a lot with Bad Guy, which is its companion book, and so I might as well review the two of them together. The thing is, these books, Bad Guy and Worst Guy, revolves around the life of Krulden the Ruiner's clones, which are in Bad Guy, he chose the name Mike Krul, and then in Worst Guy, the clone chose the name Victor. And so I'm going to talk about them using their chosen names, so Mike Krul and Victor. And I've actually finished Bad Guy way before even starting Daisy's Decision. So it's very it's kind of in the past na in my mind, but I still remember it vividly because it elicited some very it elicited emotions with me and reactions from me that I didn't expect to have while reading that book. Just like Bad Guy, this book, Worst Guy, also kind of made me feel the same way. So I'm going to talk about it more. So the thing is, these two books, since they are a clone of Krulden the Ruiner, which is Krulden is a gladiator slave, so his job is basically to kill other gladiators. So gladiators are like fighters in the arena, something like that. And yeah, so he's basically a slave, and both of our main characters, Michael and Victor, okay, I'm going to talk about these books separately na. So first, I wanted to talk about Bad Guy. So Michael in here he's definitely a slave. So he was a slave in I forgot the name of the Masaka guy, but he's a slave. And the thing is, since both of these books revolve around kind of, we get to see a first person point of view of slaves, it's really uncomfortable for me to read, and to be very honest, quite triggering and traumatic. And I don't know what I expected, because since Ruby Dixon is already my favorite author, I usually don't read the description of these books. That like I just go straight with it, because I know that writing style, in terms of writing style, I know that I'm going to at most love it, and at least like it, something like that. And I don't know, slave narratives or anything that revolves around slaves and slavery, it's very triggering to me, and it's hard for me to talk about this book, because to be honest, Bad Guy was supposed to be the first book that I'm going to read for this catch up reading vlog. But after reading a bit of it and knowing what it's all about, it's very hard for me to, what do you call this, to even talk about it or to even think about it. So I just decided to kind of let it be. Like, I'm already finished with that, so I don't need to think about it more. But since reading this book, this Worst Guy, so in Worst Guy naman, he's not actually a slave, but his circumstances or his situation during the first half of this book feels like he's a slave, and he doesn't have the what do you call this? What do you call that? He doesn't have the choice to have his freedom, something like that. And it really is it really got me, and it really triggered me a lot. And so the writing style is very good for these books, but this subject matter and the and reading from their point of views, it's very uncomfortable and triggering to read. And so yeah, I didn't know that I'm going to be triggered by these books or the topics in these books, but I guess I am. Nonetheless, I still give both of these books 4 stars actually, because in terms of the writing style, it's very good. And the character arcs, I think both of our main characters, both sets of our main characters, so Michael and Nina and Victor and B, have their own growth, and they have their own character arcs that is very realistic and believable based on what they experience, and their traumas surrounding their identity and how other people or other aliens treated them because of the fact that they are cloned from the worst gladiator ever. And so we get to see their character arc with that, and how they navigate their lives with that, and outside of that recognition from Krulden the Runer's clones. For me personally, I like Worst Guy more because of, I think, the Worst Guy having the setting of being in the Risdaverse or Risda tree. It added a lot of cozier elements or cozier feel with regard to the atmosphere and ambience of the book, and that's why for me it's much more cozy. It's much more cozy to read, and I enjoyed the second half more. So here's the thing, Bad Guy, through the book, I feel really uncomfortable, and to be honest with you, I didn't enjoy the entire book. The entire book, because of the topics of it, and the entire book, we get to see both of our main characters as slaves and in slavery, and then Worst Guy, I find the first half of it really hard to read because of how the guards and the aliens treated Krulden or Victor, and yeah. But the second half of the book is very cozy vibes because of the Rista element, and then because of we get to see Victor and B come together outside of the cage area where he was initially placed, and so we get to see Victor enjoying his freedom and enjoying his time with his mate a lot more than we've seen Michael and Mina being together as free people or as free aliens and just enjoying their life together. And so yes, and in the epilogue of Worst Guy, we get to see the two of them come together as family. So both of them are 4 stars. If you want to read this book, please check out the trigger warnings, and Ruby Dixon actually also included those at the first part of this book, and just take care. Anyway, so I'm going to stop this reading vlog here na muna, and I decided to choose sci-fi romance books written by catching up with Ruby Dixon sci-fi romance books in this reading vlog, and then the next 3, which is the fantasy romance from hers, are going to be featured in the second part of this reading vlog. So I don't want to create another feature-length film with my reading vlog, so we're settling with this, and I hope this is not too long. And anyway, make sure that you're going to watch the second part of this reading vlog, because in that part, as I've said, I'm going to read the fantasy romance books from her. So that's Wed to the Wild God, The Half Orcs Maiden Bride, and Dark Fire. And then I'm also going to show there the final ranking, or my final ranking of these books that I've read for this 2-part reading vlog. So that's all for me for this reading vlog, and I hope you enjoy. And please comment down below, what do you think of these books, if you have read them, and if not, are you interested in reading them, and what are your thoughts in general about Ruby Dixon or her books, or anything that you wanted to talk about with regards to her and her book. So anyway, I'm always looking forward to hearing more from you, and that's all for me for this video. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.